Hi, it's Joe Arnold here from Staunton Park Bees. Down to earth British beekeeping with a common sense approach. And here I am today. Wow, autumn feels like it's here, doesn't it? Cold, wet, leaves dropping on the ground. And in this video today, I am going to be putting some new queens in, who are behind me over there. I've got 9 queens that have arrived. I've got 8 nukes that are made up and 1 failing hive, which is up at the heather. So if you watched my previous video, you will have seen that I made some splits whilst I was up on the heather, which are behind me over here. So I'm going to show you today how we put the queens in, why I've done what I've done in the process that I've done it, so that you can set yourself up for ultimate success in your own queen rearing and your own colony making. To save you having to buy bees from people like myself, you can invest in your AMM bees at the very beginning, and then you can start to nurture your own. So, time to get the smoker on, get the veil on, and get this video going. Some shavings in here, seem like a nice wood shave. Just give me a helping hand to get the fire going. Common sense, practical beekeeping here. Off she goes, off she blows. So now they need to go and have a look at all of the beautiful food sources that there are around here. And once they find the food that they like the most, they come back to the nest and they have a little waggle, waggle, waggle dance to show the other bees that they found something delicious, and then they will all go and try and feed on the same source. Well, not all of them, but the ones that see the waggle dance. You can see here that I changed the colours of the discs to also help them to realise which is the right home for them. Alright, I know, we're not supposed to go into the bees while it's raining, but I am under tree canopy here, so it's not too bad. And we've got rain until as far as the eye can see at the moment. So I've got to get these new queens in. They've just arrived and I've set the hives up ready for today. So how have I set them up? Well, what I've done is I have taken the splits, I've taken the frames, which will have had their own little eggs in. And as you know, the bees themselves, the queen themselves, decides what bee they're making, whether it's going to be a queen, a female worker, or a male drone bee. So there will have been little eggs that have been laid into some of the frames that I've taken, which have the potential to be turned into queens. But this late on in the season, I don't want to risk them making their own, so I've bought my new AMM bees in from Jonathan Getty in Northern Ireland, so that next year I've got some beautiful stock to come through. So I need to go into these hives now and have a look to see if they've started trying to make any of their own queen cells. And then I need to take those queen cells down to leave them so they're in a hopelessly queenless state. And then I'm going to introduce the queen cage into the hive, pop open the tab, and there's loads of fondant, lots and lots of thick icing sugar for the bees to work their way through, and then slowly but surely the queen will get emerged, and hopefully during that period of time they will have had a chance to get to smell the pheromone and look to accept this new queen into their hopelessly queenless colony. So without further ado, let's crack open the first hive. Actually, before I do, welcome to the new queens with their attendants. You can see in here, see the little pink spot there on the queen. The queens are inside these cages. They have attendants with them. The attendant bees will be eating the fondant and feeding the queen, making sure that she is all nourished and doing well. So welcome to your new home, lovely ladies. So you'll see here They've created some queen cells already, so I've got to try to take those down now, so that we are forcing them to have a new queen, one of our beautiful AMM queens. And now all I need to do is to take this queen cage, pop it open and place her straight into the queenless colony. So there we go, tab open. So again, here you can see queen cells have been created. So we've got to take those queen cells down to leave them in a state where they can't have their own queen, so that we get the new bloodline in. And there we have it, 2 queen cages popped open, resting on the top of the frames. We're going to put the lid on now and give them a feed. How do we know that our bees are AMM? Well, these beauties were tested, and the last test they came back over 98% AMM, and considering queens mate with over 20 drones, that's obviously very high concentration of AMM. So there you can see queen there, little marker on her so that you can see her when she's in the hive. We've got 6 here. These are going into my own stock, and 4 have been sent on to clients. 2 are actually going to be couriered tomorrow, and another 2 are being collected. So look at all these beautiful bees. We have the queens, and they come with lots of attendants. And this is fondant, which is essentially icing sugar that you get on a wedding cake or birthday cake. And the bees will eat this and they will feed it to the queen to keep her going. Plenty of ventilation on these cages, and they can be unclipped at the sides, and then when they get put into a hive, the rest of the bees inside the hive will eat their way through, and they will slowly release the queen, and they will get used to her pheromone to accept her into the hive. So this is how I know that our bees are AMM, because we are purchasing our queens from a rearer who only rears AMM native stock, so that we can rewild and release British bees into our wonderful, wonderful countryside. What an amazing sight, hey? And just so happened to come on my year of birth, number 81. Well, that was a bit of a nightmare. So basically, my 8 splits that I'd made, I'd actually brought 2 queens back with me. I can't believe it. So I've only been able to use 6 new queens, which means that 2 more of my hives up at the heather are queenless right now. So I'm going to have to go and regularise that, sort that out. No drama. It'll be good to have a look and see how they perform anyway, whether the queens that go into the nukes perform better than the queens that go into full hives, or whether the full hives accept them. But there we go. This is just beekeeping, right? So we have to just crack on and get that sorted out. One thing I always thought is very strange is the queen jelly, the royal jelly. I've always sort of thought in my mind, that sounds like disgusting. It's like maggots that are feeding off some jelly and people eat it. Well, I have tried it once before, and I thought, actually, you know what, it's not that bad. And I've just tried it now, coming from the heather, and it is amazing. The combination of the heather honey and the royal jelly, it tastes absolutely amazing. So I am converted. I'm not going to think about how it's created. I'm just going to tuck in. It's so rich. It's amazing. I can see why it's a delicacy. Well, thanks very much for watching, and look forward to tuning in with you on the next episode, where I go up to the heather and collect the bees and bring it back with a trailer with no roof. Or will I fix the roof? Or how am I going to do it? Wait and see. And I've also got to go and create room in the apiary to bring all of the colonies back. So, fun times ahead in the rain. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. Bye.